So, today I want to talk about worry and anxiety. I think worry and anxiety is something that lots of people are feeling right now, and I also think that lots of people are not allowing themselves to feel their worry and anxiety. Instead, they are pushing it away, they are pretending that all is fine, and they have this belief I shouldn't feel worried, I shouldn't feel this anxious. And it is somehow as if they are doing it wrong when they are feeling the worry and they are feeling the anxiety. And they look around and other people might be not as anxious and then they think they shouldn't feel this anxious. Or they feel as if being anxious is actually like being weak and they should be more in control and they should feel more calm and more confident in this unexpected situation. And so what is happening? They are taking their anxiety and their worry and they don't want to see it, and so they take it and they push it away and they put it in a room in their brain and they lock the door, and then they like take both of their hands to push against that door. And so they are pushing it away and they are pretending that everything is just fine, and they might even be walking around with this big smile on their face like, no, I got this, yeah, I'm fine. But what is happening in their brain is that they are feeling the worry and anxiety, but they are not allowing themselves to really feel that worry and anxiety. And instead, as I said, they are taking the anxiety, the worry, and the fear, and they are pushing it away. Now, what is happening when you push away the worry and anxiety because you believe that you shouldn't feel that way? What is happening is that you have this anxiety that is there, and then you have this add-on anxiety, this anxiety about the anxiety, the worry about the worry, because there is this fear that if you would allow this worry and anxiety, then that is going to take over your life. And it will show people that you are not as capable as you have them believe you are. And so there is this fear that if this worry and this anxiety would bubble to the surface, then it's going to take over their lives and it's never going to go away and things will spin out of control. And so there is this feeling bad about themselves because they feel the anxiety and they don't want to feel it, but they're feeling it and they don't want to feel it, so they're mad at themselves for feeling it. There is this add-on anxiety about being anxious, and then there is this big energy drain. Because nothing is more exhausting than pretending that everything is fine and that you're not feeling worried and that you're not feeling anxious when in truth you are. Like keeping this door shut and pushing the worry and anxiety away and pushing the fear away is taking up a lot of brain space and energy. And so what's going on is not just the anxiety, but it's this combination of all of these things. There's this add-on layer of things that are making the anxiety even worse. It's the resisting of the anxiety, the pushing it away, that is creating that feeling of feeling bad about yourself, that anxiety about the anxiety, that energy drain that has you feel exhausted and tired. And so what I want to offer to you in order to deal with the worry and anxiety is not to push it away and not to pretend that everything is fine. Like when the worry and anxiety is there, I invite you to invite the worry and anxiety in, to really allow yourself to feel it and to not hide it for yourself. And a way to do that is to look at how the brain works. Like unexpected things are happening, and uncertainty is happening, and when the brain sees unexpected things happening and recognizes uncertainty, what the brain does is the brain goes into worry and doubt and fear. The brain goes into anxiety, and that is what the brain does. Like the brain is designed that way. Like we have been evolving years and years and years, and this is what the brain has been generating and doing for us. And so it's basically just like in these uncertain times, in these unexpected times, with unexpected things happening, it's normal that worry, doubt, and fear are coming to the surface. It's what the brain is designed to do. And so it's really important to remind yourself of that, because when you just see that this is normal and expected, like as soon as this happens, the brain will go to that. And it's nothing more than that is happening. It's like the brain doing its thing, and knowing that and reminding yourself of that can be so powerful, but because all of a sudden it's not something going wrong, it's actually things going as they are expected to go, like things happening, brain responding to what's happening. And the second thing that I want to offer you is I want to offer you to really practice this phrase. I notice I am feeling worried, or I notice I am feeling anxious, or I notice I'm feeling afraid. And that is okay. And this can be other things as well. I notice I'm feeling frustrated. I notice I'm feeling angry. I notice I'm feeling defeated. I notice I'm feeling unmotivated. And that is okay. Because what so often happens is when we feel something that we don't want to feel, we try to hide it and push it away. And then we feel bad about that feeling that we notice that we're feeling. And so we feel bad about it, we don't want to feel it, and so we move it out of our sights. But of course, then we create this add-on layer of feeling bad about ourselves, being mad about ourselves because we're feeling the way we don't want to feel. We are losing energy because we have to keep resisting the feeling that we don't want to feel. And we feel anxious because we have this fear that when we allow that feeling in, that our life will be taken over by that feeling. Now, what is happening in truth, if you allow the feeling that you're pushing away, when you're allowing that feeling in and you just sit with it and you tell yourself, I'm noticing that I am feeling worried, and that is okay. I notice I'm feeling afraid, and that is okay. All of a sudden, there is this big weight lifted from your shoulders. It is as if you are reconnecting with yourself and seeing yourself in that exact moment exactly the way you are, and nothing needs to be fixed and nothing needs to be changed. All is okay. And so that creates actually that sense of relief. And as I say, that feels lighter instead of like having this heavy weight and needing to put in the energy to push the unwanted feelings away. And so what I want to invite you to do is to really like notice how you are feeling and invite that feeling in, and just feel how that feels, and invite the worry in and say like, hey, I notice I'm feeling worried, and that's okay. That's just my brain doing its thing. That's normal. It's actually good signs. It's a sign that my brain is functioning the way it's supposed to be functioning. So this is good. And so I'm noticing this worry, and that is okay. Just sit with it and then notice what happens. And a way to explore that worry is to take a piece of paper and to start jotting down all the things that go through your mind. You start with like, I notice I'm feeling worried, and then you just jot down all the things that you're worried about. And it doesn't have to be structured, it doesn't have to make sense, it can be all over the place. But that is really the moment in which you show yourself by naming the feeling, by telling yourself that it is okay, and by writing things down, you show yourself that it is actually okay to feel the way you feel. And that will generate that sense of relief, and that will allow yourself to move forward from that feeling and to choose a different feeling. Because as long as you are pushing against the unwanted feeling, then you are not able to move forward to a different feeling, because you're in that constant fight with a feeling that you don't want. And so in order to move forward to a different feeling, a feeling that has you feel more calm and grounded and confident and motivated, like in order to generate that new feeling, that wanted feeling, you need first to allow that unwanted feeling in. And you'll notice that inviting that feeling in is not going to be taking over your life, and it's not going to be there for the rest of your life. When you fight against it and you push it away, that will stick with you longer, because you have to keep fighting and pushing back against it. And it is that is so uncomfortable, and it is that you are experiencing when you are in resistance to the unwanted feeling. So what I want you to do is just take a moment and check in with yourself and notice how you're feeling, and then tell yourself like, hey, I notice I'm feeling worried. I notice I'm feeling anxious, and that's okay. That's my brain doing its thing. Let's just take a piece of paper and jot down all the things going through our mind. And then tomorrow we'll talk about what you can do with all the things that you've written down. All right, if you have a question, you can send me an email at ann@focusedandonfire.com. And it's really simple. It's just 2 letters, AN, and@focusedandonfire.com. Let me know how this goes for you. I'd love to hear feedback. Talk tomorrow.